Your trash can is a menu. And right now, in the creeping quiet of a world without power, law, or sanitation, it's being read by people you do not want to meet. They aren't reading it for fun. They're reading it to decide if your family is on their menu. 200 yards from your home, crouched in an overgrown ditch, a scout pulls a discarded, empty number 10 can from your overflowing bin. 7 pounds of rice or beans. He sets it next to the MRE wrappers he found a minute ago. That's a 72-hour reserve minimum. He takes a long, slow breath through his nose, and he can smell it. That faint, sweet, pungent odor of decay. It's the signature of food spoilage, a signal that says, "Well-stocked pantry," to anyone who's hungry. The scout makes a note. High-value target. He figures there are 4 of you, based on the volume of your waste. He assesses you have at least 2 to 4 weeks of calories stored up. He calls you a soft target because your operational security, your OPSEC, has completely failed. You've told him everything he needs to know. He doesn't need to risk a close reconnaissance of your perimeter. Your trash has already given him the intelligence for what he calls asset acquisition. He signals his 10-person raid team. The raid is a go. Inside, your family is hunkered down, oblivious. You feel safe. You're behind locked doors. But you've overlooked the invisible threat. That same garbage, stewing in the 90-degree heat, is a ticking biological clock. It's a health hazard breeding disease right outside the window you crack for ventilation. This isn't fiction. This is trash intelligence. It's the number 1 operational security failure that will get you and your family raided, robbed, and erased in a grid-down scenario. In the next few minutes, you will learn the secrets of trashing, the low-tech, high-impact method that criminals and marauders use to profile you. More importantly, you're going to learn how to stop advertising yourself as a target. You are going to learn how to take your family off the menu for good. So why would anyone make such a catastrophic mistake? Why broadcast your preparedness to a world that's at its most dangerous? The answer is a simple, deadly cognitive trap: normalcy bias. Normalcy bias is the mental state people enter when facing a disaster. It causes them to underestimate the disaster's potential effects. They assume things will return to normal quickly, so they cling to their pre-disaster routines for comfort. After a hurricane, a cyber attack, or an economic collapse, trash services will not be running. But driven by normalcy bias, families will keep bagging up their garbage and putting it on the curb, just like they always have. They ignore the signals that the world has changed. The silence where the garbage truck should be. The growing piles of refuse on the street. In their mind, keeping that routine is a small act of defiance. In the mind of a marauder, it's a goldmine of intelligence. We saw this psychological blind spot in the aftermath of events like Hurricane Katrina and Winter Storm Uri. When sanitation broke down, it didn't just create health hazards. It created opportunities for predators to size up potential targets. You, however, will not make that mistake. You're going to break the cycle of normalcy bias before it breaks you. First step is to understand exactly what the enemy is looking for. So let's deconstruct their intelligence gathering. Here are the 7 things Marauder Scouts learn from your trash, and how you will deny them that information. Item number 1, food packaging, the menu. The first and most important category of trash intelligence is your food packaging. This is the literal menu that tells a scout what you have, how much you have, and the quality of your supplies. The problem: you finish a large number 10 can of freeze-dried vegetables, a bulk bag of rice, or a family-sized box of pasta. You might even have discarded MRE wrappers or empty retort pouches. You toss the clean, empty packaging into a trash bag. The Marauder's Playbook. To a predator, this is a full pantry inventory. An empty number 10 can, holding around 7 pounds of dry goods, signals a serious, long-term prepper. Multiple MRE wrappers show you have at least 72-hour kits, and probably more. Packaging for expensive, high-calorie foods tells them you're well-resourced. They aren't just assessing what you're eating now, they're projecting what you still have stored. They see abundance in a world of scarcity, and that immediately elevates you to a high-value target. This isn't just about food, it's about what the food represents, a prize worth taking a risk for. The solution: this is where the destruction phase of your trash protocol begins. You will adopt a zero-tolerance policy for discarded food packaging. All high-signal intel must be destroyed. Cardboard boxes must be broken down and burned in a controlled fire pit. Metal cans, especially large number 10 cans, must be crushed beyond recognition. Use a heavy sledgehammer or the weight of a vehicle to flatten them completely. Once crushed, they should be buried in scattered locations, never all in one place. Plastic and foil-lined pouches must be burned until they are nothing but ash. This might seem extreme, but the goal is to eliminate all indicators of your food supply. You will deny them the menu. Item number 2, food spoilage, the scent signature. The second thing they learn isn't from what they see, but from what they smell. Your organic waste is a biological beacon, broadcasting your location and the state of your supplies. The problem: without refrigeration, food spoils fast. You throw out some leftover meat, spoiled milk, or rotting vegetables. The bag sits in your bin for days in the heat, becoming a 5-star buffet for bacteria. The Marauder's Playbook. A trained scout can smell this from downwind. The process of decomposition creates a powerful and distinct scent signature. That classic rotten egg smell of hydrogen sulfide travels on the wind, acting as a signal that alerts anyone with a trained nose. A strong scent of spoilage tells a marauder 2 things. First, that you have so much food you can afford to waste it, and second, it pinpoints your exact location. They can literally follow their nose to your door. The solution: you must aggressively neutralize all biological waste. This is non-negotiable. Separate all organic food scraps into a dedicated, lidded 5-gallon bucket. To treat this biowaste, bring 5 gallons of water to a rolling boil at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Pouring this over the waste will kill the vast majority of odor-producing bacteria. The next step is deep burial. Dig a pit at least 4 feet deep and at least 50 yards from your homestead, preferably downwind. Before burying the pasteurized waste, treat the pit with agricultural lime or a thick layer of baking soda and activated charcoal. These agents will alter the pH and absorb odors. Cover the waste with at least 2 feet of soil and camouflage the site. This protocol turns a fragrant beacon into a sterile, silent pit. Item number 3, medical waste, the vulnerability profile. Your health is your business, but your medical trash makes it everyone's business. This type of waste provides a detailed profile of your family's weaknesses and valuable, lootable assets. The problem: you toss an empty prescription bottle with your name on it into the trash. Or maybe it's the box for your child's asthma inhaler, your partner's insulin supplies, or even just a pile of used bandages. The Marauder's Playbook. For a predator, this is a treasure map of vulnerabilities and opportunities. A prescription bottle for a heart condition, an insulin pen, or an EpiPen box tells them someone in the house has a critical medical dependency. That person is a weak link. They can be leveraged. The presence of these supplies also means you're hoarding a priceless resource in a world without pharmacies. Someone who needs insulin would kill for your supply. Even a box for painkillers or a large quantity of bandages signals a well-stocked medical kit, another high-value asset to be seized. They aren't just building a raid plan, they're building a psychological profile to use against you. The solution: absolute information denial. All prescription labels must be removed and burned. The bottles themselves should be crushed or melted. Any paper packaging for medical supplies should be shredded and burned. Never throw a document or container with a name, address, or type of medication into a trash bag. Think of this information as the keys to your perimeter. By destroying this intelligence, you present the image of a household that is healthy, resilient, and without obvious vulnerabilities to exploit. Item number 4. Discarded mail and documents. The identity dossier. We worry about online identity theft, but in a grid-down world, old-school paper intelligence is king. Your discarded documents are a complete dossier on your life. The problem: you do some tidying up and throw out old bank statements, utility bills, a credit card offer with your name on it, or a child's school report. It seems like harmless clutter. The Marauder's Playbook. This is trash at 101. Criminals and intelligence agents have used this technique for decades because it's brutally effective. A single utility bill confirms your name and address, validating the target location. An old bank statement gives them an idea of your financial status. A child's report card gives them your child's name and age. Powerful leverage in a confrontation. They can use this to build a complete profile of your family. They might use it for social engineering, approaching your perimeter, and calling you by name to create a false sense of familiarity. They are piecing together a puzzle, and you are handing them all the pieces. The solution: simple and non-negotiable. Shred and burn. Every single piece of paper with a name, address, account number, or any other piece of personal identifying information must be destroyed. Invest in a good cross-cut shredder now. In a grid-down scenario, you'll have to do it by hand, but it must be done. Once shredded, the paper should be used as tinder. The goal is to leave no paper trail. An adversary should not be able to learn your name from your garbage. Item number 5. Hygiene products. The occupancy report. Some of the most revealing intelligence comes from the most mundane items. Your discarded hygiene products provide a detailed census of your household. The problem: you throw away an empty package of diapers, feminine hygiene product wrappers, or a large number of empty soap or shampoo bottles. The Marauder's Playbook. To a scout, this is a detailed occupancy report. A bag of diapers means there's an infant or toddler. This is a significant tactical data point. A baby cries, making noise that can cover their approach. A baby is also a massive vulnerability for the parents. Feminine hygiene products confirm the presence of women. The sheer volume of hygiene waste gives them a surprisingly accurate estimate of how many people are in the house. This isn't just trivia. This is crucial data for planning an assault. They are determining the ratio of potential fighters to dependents, allowing them to calculate the force required to overwhelm you. The solution: once again, the solution is fire. Most of these products are highly combustible. They should be segregated and burned completely. This eliminates the visual evidence and denies the enemy their head count. By turning this intelligence to ash, you maintain ambiguity. An unknown number of occupants is a much harder tactical problem for a raid team than a known number with identifiable dependents. You want them to be uncertain. Uncertainty creates hesitation, and hesitation can be the difference between being targeted and being passed over. Item number 6. Ammunition boxes and firearm accessories. The Armory Indicator. This is one of the most debated points in the prepping community, but for pure OPSEC, the answer is clear. Advertising your firepower can make you a bigger target, not a smaller one. The problem: after organizing your supplies, you toss out empty ammunition boxes, packaging for a new scope, or a used gun cleaning kit. The Marauder's Playbook. This is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it signals the target is armed, a hard target. But in a world where firearms and ammunition are the ultimate currency, it also acts as a giant neon sign that says, "Valuable assets here." A scout finding an empty box for 500 rounds of 9mm ammunition doesn't think, "Oh, they must be out of ammo." He thinks, "They shoot a lot, which means they probably have thousands of rounds, and I want them." You are not deterring them. you are advertising the prize. For a well-armed group of 10, a family of 4, no matter how well armed, is just a tactical problem. They will choose to attack you with overwhelming force because the reward is now confirmed to be worth the risk. The solution: absolute destruction. Never throw firearm-related packaging in any trash receptacle. Cardboard boxes for ammunition must be completely burned. Any plastic containers should be melted or cut into unrecognizable pieces. Bury the remnants deep and in a separate location from any other waste. Your firearm ownership should be your ultimate secret. The enemy should only find out you're armed when they are looking down the barrel of your rifle, not when they're sifting through your garbage 200 yards away. Surprise is your greatest tactical advantage. Do not give it away. Item number 7. Volume and consistency. The pattern of life. The final piece of intelligence isn't about one item, but the overall picture. The volume and consistency of your garbage provide a pattern of life analysis that can seal your fate. The problem: week after week in a crisis, you put out 1 or 2 full, heavy trash bags. They are filled with the remnants of a household that is still eating regularly, still cleaning, still functioning. The Marauder's playbook. While the rest of the world is starving, your steady stream of trash indicates that you are not. You are an island of stability in a sea of entropy. This consistency tells a story of deep larders and robust systems. It makes you a target not just of need, but of envy. Your well-ordered trash is a stark contrast to the desperation around you. It signals you are a have in a world of have-nots. This pattern confirms your household is the local logistical jackpot. The solution: you must break the pattern. After day 3 of a grid-down event, all external trash disposal ceases. Nothing goes to the curb. You will reduce your output and manage all waste on site, using the destruction and burial methods we've covered. You can also engage in counterintelligence. If you must maintain a trash bin for appearances, use it as a decoy. Fill it with inert junk, shredded paper that isn't sensitive, broken items, dirt, and leaves. Project an image of poverty, not plenty. You must control the narrative your trash is telling. Now, let's put this all together into a standard operating procedure, or SOP. This is your trash silence protocol, designed for maximum operational security. Step 1. Threat assessment and waste inventory. This begins now. Your daily routine must include a perimeter scan at dawn and dusk. Use binoculars to scan a 500-yard radius for any observers. Simultaneously, conduct a waste inventory. All trash must be categorized: high signal, food packaging, medical supplies, documents, bio-waste, organic food scraps, and inert waste, everything else. By day 3 of a crisis, all external trash bins are considered compromised. Step 2. Segregation and odor control. All waste will be immediately segregated into dedicated, lidded 5-gallon buckets. You'll need about 2 buckets per person per week. One for bio-waste, the other for high signal and inert materials. Line the bottom of your bio-waste bucket with baking soda, activated charcoal, or lime to begin odor neutralization immediately. Step 3. The nightly destruction phase. This is active counterintelligence, conducted under the cover of darkness. First, bio-waste. As detailed earlier, pasteurize the waste with boiling water, then transport it to your pre-dug, camouflage pit for deep burial with lime. Second, high signal intel. All cans will be crushed flat. All paper and cardboard with any identifying marks will be burned to ash in a secure fire pit. All plastics will be burned or melted. Scatter the ashes and bury the crushed metal in multiple, dispersed locations. Your goal is to leave no single point where an enemy could uncover a concentration of intelligence. Step 4. Concealment and asset preservation. Your mission is to project an image of scarcity. The decoy trash can on the curb should contain worthless junk. All processed and neutralized waste will be stored securely on-site or buried according to protocol. Rotate your burial sites weekly to prevent any pattern from developing. Asset preservation means preserving your life, and that starts with preserving your secrets. This SOP is your blueprint for invisibility. It counters marauder tactics by denying them the reconnaissance they rely on. It requires discipline. But the alternative is leaving a trail of breadcrumbs that leads directly to your front door. Your trash tells a story. In normal times, it's a story of consumer habits. In a crisis, it becomes your biography, your bank statement, and your menu, laid bare for the world. The groups who will thrive on desperation are resourceful opportunists. They rely on you to make basic OPSEC failures. They count on your normalcy bias. They expect you to be an open book. You will not be that target. By implementing the principles of trash silence, you take control of that narrative. You erase the story. You become a blank page, a ghost on the landscape. You deny them the intelligence they need to justify the risk of an attack. You turn your greatest vulnerability into a layer of your defense. In a world where information is ammunition, total trash intelligence denial is one of the most powerful tactical advantages you can secure. You are no longer on the menu. This is the level of thinking required to prevail when the systems fail. If you're ready to move beyond basic prepping and into professional-grade survival intelligence, you need to be part of our network. To get more critical briefings like this one, subscribe and activate notifications. What you don't know can and will get you killed. Stay alert. Stay disciplined. Stay silent.